Hey, welcome to this week's episode of Martin's Monday Pedal Playthrough. I'm Martin Cliffe. I'm speaking to you from my studio here in Bucharest, Romania. And in this video series, we take a pedal from my collection. We play through it using a Fender Telecaster and a Gibson Les Paul to give you some sort of traditional bass for what to expect from it. We just play around with the tones. It's not a review, it's not a demo, it's kind of somewhere in between, or just having fun with a pedal that I've got and don't use too often. So grab yourself a caramel latte or whatever your beverage of choice is, sit down and enjoy the episode. Before we go any further, make sure you click that thumbs up icon to say you like the video. That's really appreciated. It really helps the metrics of the channel. Subscribe if you're not already. We're around about 17-18% of my viewers are subscribed. It'd be really great to get that higher. Yeah, really appreciate you being here. Comment down below if you've got this pedal, if you've tried this pedal, if there's a pedal that you think I've got that maybe you want to see next. I'm going to do my best to work through as many of my pedals as possible over the course of this year, always on these Monday slots. But yeah, let's get right on. So this week we're looking at the Fat-Boost. This is the FB-3, the third iteration, I believe, of the Fat-Boost from Fulltone. And it's essentially a clean boost with a bit of grit to it. It has a volume knob, a drive knob, a bass and a treble. I think, was it the version 2 that was blue? There've been a whole variety of different colours. It's just a boost with a bit of flexibility. So you heard it with the volume at 2 o'clock, the drive at 1 o'clock, and the bass and treble at 12 o'clock in that initial little thing. So on the bridge pickup, clean tone. Let's just put both knobs at 12 o'clock. The drive knob, it's worth noting, is a switched knob. It's not a constant knob, so you basically click it from one setting to another. So everything at 12 o'clock. I'm hearing a slight bit of boost, a slight bit of fattening, but not a huge amount. And you can actually use this, unlike a lot of boost pedals, as an unboost pedal, like an underdrive. If you put it before a drive pedal and you wanted less drive, but didn't say you were using an envelope filter and didn't want to turn your guitar volume down, putting this beforehand, you can actually get something that's less than unity gain. A lot of boost pedals won't let you do that. So there's a reasonable amount of range on the volume control, but it's not a huge amount of boost. Definitely seems to be adding some bottom end to it. Take the drive all the way down. So with both knobs all the way up, you're getting a substantial boost, but you're also getting a reasonable amount of drive. The drive seemed to kick in around about the 2 o'clock mark, where it became really noticeable with this guitar. I imagine if you had higher output pickups, this is a very vintage spec guitar, then you would have a lot more, you potentially get a lot more drive by that point. But let's take it back down to, just that point where, let's do a Mick Taylor and just set both knobs at 2 o'clock. And then play around with the bass and treble. So It's adding a bit of girth to it, definitely adding some a little bit of drive, but not too much, not kind of too overpowering. Bass control is pretty subtle. I don't know what the range is on this pedal, but it certainly didn't seem to be doing much. Maybe like 5 or 6 dB. It's not like a 20 dB sweep or something, which means it's a lot more fine-tunable just to the tone you want. I switched to the neck pickup so you could hear a bit more bass in the middle position. That's a bit thinner. There's definitely some extra fatness coming in at that point. Try the same with the treble. Yeah, definitely adding a lot of top end in that. So very kind of subtle controls. That's the key of a boost like this. It's more a case of just giving you a slight variation on a tone. Depending on the amp you're using, maybe you want it a little darker, so you'll roll back the treble. Maybe you want it a little bit brighter to cut through. So this pedal, yeah, is designed to be a kind of subtle way of adding just a very slight, tubey kind of overdrive to your sound without having to play incredibly loud. Just for a bit of fun, before I switch guitar to the Tele, let's just crank up all the knobs and just see what it does. So, turn it off first, everything up full. So maybe a little bit less refined than an overdrive, certainly a lot less gain than a lot of overdrives, but something that will give you that bit of punch. And it's not too hissy. There's a little bit of high end with the treble boosted all the way and the drive up all the way, but yeah, cool pedal. I believe this will also run on 18 volts. I don't have that facility here at the moment, but let's plug in the Tele and find out what it sounds like with single coils. So definitely adding a little bit of warmth, a little bit of body just at the 12 o'clock position to the bridge pickup of the Tele, but again very, very subtle. Turning up the bass. Scooping out the bass. Cut the treble. It might be something odd people want to do with the Telecaster. When you need more treble on a Tele. So if you just want that little bit of kind of rock and roll punch, maybe for a chorus, that works really well. Again, in the Mick Taylor positions, two knobs at 2 o'clock. Switch to the neck pickup now and just hear how it works with that. So it's very subtle pedal, even for a boost pedal, but the bass and treble controls do enable you to give it a little bit of tone shaping. The drive control gives you a little bit of grit, or you can have it with no grit at all, and you can use it as a pedal to reduce the level if you're going into another drive pedal and you want to underdrive the circuit, essentially. Pretty versatile little unit. I've not used it a whole lot. I'd always thought that this would be the ideal companion to the Fulltone OCD, and it was. I used it in my church board back in Hong Kong for a couple of years, well, at least a year I think, before the OCD, and it was really good in that role. But then I sold the OCD, and I have other boost pedals that are also cool in different ways, but this does something a little bit different. It's definitely less kind of extreme and in your face as a boost pedal. The ability to go less than unity is a really useful feature. Yeah, worth looking at. So a big thank you for watching this week's episode of Martin's Monday Pedal Playthrough. Come back next week for more. There's a whole series of videos already in this playlist. A load of bass stuff initially, then some TC pedals that I had to do back when I was stuck back in the UK, and now we're kind of going through some of the more interesting stuff. Yeah, remember to click the thumbs up icon if you've not done already, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you next week. Take care.